I've earned this one. Don't ask what time of day it is. So you may be wondering why I'm celebrating. Well, over the last 70 days, I've run over 1,000 miles. So that's over 1,600 kilometers since Christmas Day. And my God, what an experience it's been. Look, I'm not going to sit here super hyped and say it was a great experience and that you should do it yourself. Because it really wasn't. Not every moment was fantastic. It was tough. And there really are some words of caution needed before you take on a challenge like this. Because if you've seen some of my montages, it may look like a great time, but that's the good bits. Sometimes it was more like this. Well, that was a bit shit. And do I regret this challenge? No. And yes. Yes, that's a good question. I don't know, why does anybody do anything? To challenge themselves, to push themselves, and to prove that they're better than they think they are. To prove to themselves that they're more capable than they realise. And like most things, it sounds like a great idea when you sign up and pay, but it feels like far less of a good idea when you have to wake up 6 AM on Christmas morning to go on a run in the freezing cold. I've gotta love whiskey. So back to that question, would I do it again? No, because I've already done it. And unlike some people, I don't like doing challenges twice. There's so many things I want to do, and not enough time to do them. The joy for me with running is the exploration and pushing yourself, whether it's in distance and in time. And to be honest, the challenge rarely had either. Behind the core montages were hundreds of kilometers of monotonous running, usually on a treadmill like this. And it made running feel more like a chore, rather than something I'd escape to for adventure and fun. One of the biggest takeaways from this challenge is I'm in awe of my body. Its ability to soak up those hundreds of kilometers and just keep on going was incredible. Even when injury felt like it was just around the corner, the next day I'd wake up and I would get this sudden spur of energy and feel invincible. And all I can say is this: you're far more capable than you realise. Number 2, I'd say that routine is absolutely your friend. I did a terrible job at this, but if you could keep that routine and could keep that consistency, it'd work absolute wonders. My issue was, after a busy day, I'll get to 9 PM and still have to run 10 or 15 kilometers. And I'll get to sleep late and then have to wake up early the next day. Yeah, absolute recipe for disaster. Because this event lasted for so many days, that routine would serve you well. And even when I found that routine, it was fantastic. Because there was no question. You wake up, you do the distance, and you move on with your day. Working like clockwork. Thirdly, and slightly embarrassingly, my nutrition was terrible. My body was just always hungry, wanting to consume food. And when I didn't have good nutritious food at hand, or I felt tired or lazy, I just ended up consuming far too much sugar, which just made you feel terrible and didn't give you the right type of energy. And like most things, If you have the time and money, nutrition is easy. But when you're having to run 2 hours a day and also work and do whatever else you need to do, you start running out of time to cook a decent meal and to eat decent food. So sometimes I was crashing, not because I was tired, but because I just didn't have enough energy in me. And finally, I'm being super honest here, I think as my girlfriend put it, all this running and all this time pressure made me slightly uptight, which is completely fair. When I felt pressure for time, and I still had loads of distance I needed to run, my patience just wasn't there anymore. So the lesson is this: whenever you're doing a challenge, be mindful of the impacts it's having on your personality and how that's impacting those around you as well. Because you also do want your relationships to last as well. Because succeeding in a challenge is not worth destroying relationships around you. Got any advice? Yeah, don't do it. No, I'm only joking. No, I'm not. Yeah, just think carefully about these aspects. Setting a consistent routine, getting the nutrition right, think about how this challenge might be affecting you, your personality, and those around you, and just have faith in your body that it'll keep going. Because it can be a pretty wonderful machine when you treat it right, at least. So what's next? Well, I'm pretty excited. With all the endurance I've built up, I'm going to use this for the rest of my year and really take on and finally reach 100 miles. Also, when you're running 2 hours a day, it doesn't leave time for much else. So I'm excited to get back into the gym, work on some strength and conditioning, and make sure my body is impenetrable for race day. I'm also excited for some of the other videos I've got coming up soon. So have a great one, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.